Good afternoon. I'm Arjun Sharma, practicing international law for over a decade. War, in most cases, is an extreme failure of diplomacy.
Hi, I'm Priya Mehta, a political science student. I represent the youth that inherits the outcomes of today's decisions. Personally, I believe war should be avoided at all costs and that diplomacy should always take the lead.
Namaste, I'm Samir Thakre, Member of Parliament. I respect peace, but as a policymaker, I know that national security sometimes demands tough calls.
I'm Kavita Joshi, a history teacher. I've studied countless wars, and I know their long-term consequences are always deeper than we expect.
Hi, I'm Rahul Saxena, a businessman. From my perspective, war is catastrophic for economic growth and trade.
I'm Alka Rane. I may not be from a powerful profession, but I represent the millions who suffer the most when wars happen.
Hello, I am Dev Malhotra, a tech company CEO. While war can accelerate innovation, the damage it causes to humanity and economy is unmatched.
Hi, I'm Sana Sheikh. I work in international peace building. For me, war is a tragic outcome of failed communication.
Let's begin with the political angle. Take the U.S. invasion of Iraq, framed as a mission to eliminate terrorism. But Brown University reported over 900,000 deaths. It was more about dominance than justice.
And it affected the global economy too. Just look at the Ukraine war. Russia's GDP dropped by 2.1% in 2022, and the ripple effect led to inflation across the world. For students and job seekers like me, that means fewer opportunities and higher living costs. War doesn't just hurt soldiers, it hurts entire generations economically.
True, people often forget war redirects national funds. The US spent $2.3 trillion in Afghanistan. Imagine what that money could have done in health tech or AI.
But sometimes war becomes necessary. India's intervention in 1971 created Bangladesh and stopped mass atrocities. We can't always rely on diplomacy when innocent lives are at stake.
That's a valid exception, but socially, wars are devastating. Syria is a living example. 13 million displaced, schools turned to rubble. It breaks families and communities.
Yes, we, the ordinary people, lose the most. In Gaza, over 70% casualties were civilians. What kind of progress justifies that level of destruction?
From a trade perspective, war is a disaster. My exports were delayed for months after oil prices rose to $130 per barrel during the Ukraine conflict. Businesses collapse overnight.
And the refugee crisis follows. There are now over 110 million displaced globally. Countries like Jordan and Lebanon are overburdened. War's consequences cross borders.
Legally, many wars violate international frameworks. The Iraq War lacked UN approval. It sets a precedent that any country can act unilaterally, eroding trust in global law.
However, I understand that sometimes war becomes a last resort. India's 1971 intervention in East Pakistan is an example. It wasn't just a military action. It stopped genocide and gave birth to Bangladesh. In such rare cases, war can be a humanitarian necessity.
Yet we cannot ignore defense. India's 2016 surgical strikes sent a strong message without entering full-scale war. A strong military can prevent war too.
Yes, deterrence plays a big role. During the Cold War, nuclear power prevented direct war. But investing in peaceful tech can act as deterrence too, like cyber diplomacy.
We also need to stop glorifying war. Students often view soldiers as heroes, but real heroism is building peace, not surviving bloodshed.
Also, let's talk money. Post 9/11 wars cost America over $8 trillion. That's not sustainable. Economic strain adds to national debt and inflation.
And in homes, that cost is emotional. We raise children in fear. We cook while sirens wail. That fear doesn't go away after peace treaties.
The solution lies in dialogue. The Cuban Missile Crisis nearly led to nuclear war, yet was solved by negotiation. Peace talks work, but they need to be sincere and timely.
Exactly. We need stronger international legal mechanisms to prevent war before it begins. Reactive justice is too late. War is a legal and moral breakdown. Peace must be the priority.
As youth, we want a world where ideas clash, not armies. We don't want to graduate into a world filled with war trauma. We want classrooms, not conflict zones, innovation, not invasion.
War should be the last resort, but sometimes it is a necessary one.
History proves that wars destroy more than they build.
Peace is the best business policy.
Common people always suffer. War never feels like a win to us.
Let's invest in innovation, not invasion.
Diplomacy may be slow, but it saves lives.